press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back. And today is one of the important topic related with 17th A group elements, that is interhalogen compounds is one of the important for competitive. So here we have to know about the preparations of interhalogen compounds and properties, and structures are very important. What will be the hybridizations and what will be the geometry of the molecule, we should discuss now it is. So this was the last topic regarding 17th A group elements. So 17th A group elements, the topic is interhalogen compounds. Already we discussed regarding this chemical properties of halogens. Chemical properties of halogens, reaction with water, reaction with hydrogen, reaction with metals, reaction with oxygen, similarly reaction with halogen. So here my dear students, halogen plus halogen gives rise to interhalogen compound. Interhalogen compound. Halogen plus halogen. Two halogens are directly combined. Combination of two halogen atoms under specific conditions. Conditions means it is a temperature factor. Clear? And proportions. Directly the combination of two halogens. And here you should remember one important point regarding this. Atomicity of interhalogen compounds are even number only. This is very important. Atomicity of interhalogen compounds. Atomicity of interhalogen compounds, what will be the number is this? Even number interhalogen compounds only formed, even number, and maximum atomicity is 8. Maximum atomicity is 8. Atomicity of interhalogen compounds are even number only even number, and maximum atomicity is equals to 8. And here these interhalogens or compounds are further classified into 4 categories, 4 types. What are the 4 types? X1 dash. Next one is X3 dash, followed by X5 dash, and last one is X7 dash. Say this, my dear students, 1 plus 1, 2. Here one halogen, here one halogen. Number of halogens 2. 2 will be the even number. Well, coming to the 3 plus 1, 4. 4 also even number. 5 plus 1, 6 also even number. 7 plus 1, 8 also even number. So maximum atomicity is 8. Maximum atomicity is 8. So these are said to be heptahalides. It is pentahalides. These are trihalides, while coming to this one is monohalides. So 4 types interhalogen compounds are further classified into 4 types. One is monohalides, trihalides, pentahalides, heptahalides, monohalides, trihalides, pentahalides, heptahalides. So here what is X? X is halogen. What is X1? X1 also halogen, X3 also halogen, X5 also halogen, X7 also halogen, but where the difference? Which halogen is smaller size, which halogen is larger size, we have to find. X dash is a smaller than X. Remember this point in your mind. X dash is size of X dash is smaller than X. Remember this is smaller size of X dash, not smile, it is size of X dash is smaller than X. Clear it is. So because of right side what the elements are present in that formula, they are arranged according to the electronegativity only. According to the electronegativity. More electronegative elements are placed at right side of the formula. More electropositive elements are placed at left side of that formula. Clear it is. That will be the fundamental point regarding while writing the formula of the particular compounds. Clear it is. So size of X minus ion, size of X dash, not minus, sorry my dear students, sorry. Size of X dash is smaller than X. Maximum atomicity of interhalogen compounds are 8. Interhalogen compounds atomicity should be which number it is? Even number only, even number, only even number. Interhalogens, because these are neutral atoms. Suppose species means species will get different. Clear? And size of X dash is smaller than X. And how many categories are there? How many types are there? Totally 4 types interhalogen compounds are there. XX1 dash, XX3 dash, XX5 dash, XX7 dash, monohalides, trihalides, pentahalides, heptahalides. Clear? And how these are prepared? This is an important point. What will be the preparation for interhalogen compounds? Simple, just you should mix halogen plus halogen. Gives rise to what? Interhalogen. Halogen plus halogen gives interhalogen. Let us consider some reactions regarding this. Here only we should write Cl2 plus F2 gives rise to 2ClF. Reaction takes place at 473 Kelvin temperature. Chlorine reacts with fluorine at 473 Kelvin temperature, gives rise to chlorine monofluoride, equimolar. Same reaction Cl2 plus 3F2. Cl2 plus 3F2 573 Kelvin gives rise to 2ClF3. Here it is excess. Excess of fluorine. Excess of fluorine reacts with chlorine at the temperature 573 Kelvin, gives rise to chlorine trifluoride, this category. Chlorine monofluoride, this category. Suppose Cl2 plus I2 gives rise to 2Cli equimolar. Here no need to add temperature, it is. And next one Cl2 plus 3I2 gives rise to Cli3, or Cl2 plus Br2 gives rise to ClBr3, sorry ClBr5, 5Br2. Here you should take excess. See these reactions, these are the preparations. How these interhalogen compounds are prepared? Interhalogen compounds are prepared by the direct combination of the constituent elements. What the elements are present in that examples? Simple, you should take that elements and directly combine. Combine that elements, you will get the compound. But reaction takes place, particular conditions, conditions is nothing but some reactions required temperatures and some reactions required excess. So, Cl2 plus F2 473 2ClF chlorine monofluoride, Cl2 plus 3F2 573 2ClF3 chlorine trifluoride, chlorine monoiodide, chlorine triiodide, chlorine pentabromide, clear, halogen monochloride, halogen monohalide, halogen trihalide, halogen pentahalide, halogen heptahalide, like that. So, these are the preparations regarding interhalogen compounds, and these all interhalogen compounds are diamagnetic. Which magnetic it is? Diamagnetic and volatile in solids or liquids except ClF. Except ClF, ClF is only the gas. All interhalogen compounds are the diamagnetic and volatile in solid state as well as liquid state at temperature 298 kelvins except ClF. ClF is the gas. ClF is the gas. And here, and what about that melting points, boiling points, reactivity of interhalogen compounds, what will be the chemical reactions takes place, and how many examples are there regarding this interhalogen compounds, we will discuss now. So, here these are the general preparations. Cl2 plus F2 gives rise to 2ClF 473 kelvins, Cl2 plus 3F2 gives rise to 2ClF3 573 kelvins. Here fluorine will be excess, here bromine will be excess, then we will get to ClBr5, here equimolar, here iodine excess, Cl2 plus I2 gives rise to Cli3, Cli. So, these are the preparations, and you should keep in your mind the point is maximum atomicity is 8, and halogen plus halogen gives rise to the compound is interhalogen. Halogen plus halogen gives rise to the compound is what it is? Interhalogen. So, let us discuss about the types of interhalogen compounds and what will be the properties of the interhalogen compounds. Now, we will discuss. So, total 4 types. That is X1 dash followed by ClF, BrF, IF, BrCl and ICl and IBr. These are monohalides: chlorine monofluoride, bromine monofluoride, iodine monofluoride, bromine monochloride, iodine monochloride and iodine monobromide. In that NCERT textbook, once you observed, one table was given. On the table there was mentioned as it is A and this was B. What is A means? A is unstable. A is unstable. This compound is unstable. It was detected by spectroscopically. Detected spectroscopically. It was detected spectroscopically. It is. So, this was unstable. This was unstable, and what is B means? B means pure solid is pure liquid is available at room temperature. That particular points was there in your text. So, go through the text, then you will get the idea about it. So, here these are the monohalides. ClF, colorless gas it is. ClF, colorless gas, while going to the BrF is a pale brown gas. Pale brown color gas. BrF is a pale brown color gas, while coming to the IF, detected by spectroscopically only, and while coming to the BrCl, BrCl is a gas BrCl is a gas, and this BrCl pure, so here pure gas, pure solid known at 25 degrees centigrade. BrCl gas detected spectroscopically. Pure solid known at 25 degrees centigrade. 25 degrees centigrade means that is room temperature 298 kelvins, right? That's why it was given a B in the textbook. In the textbook, the down after the finishing the table, down A, B, C, what is A, what is B, what is C, they was given like that. So here A is unstable, it is not stable form it is. So detected by spectroscopically, and while going to the BrCl is a gas, but pure solid known at what 298 Kelvin temperature or 25 degrees centigrade. While coming to the ICl is available in the two forms. One is alpha form, second one is a beta form. So alpha form is a ruby red. Alpha form is a ruby red, while coming to the beta form is a brown red. Alpha form is a ruby red and beta form is a brown red, and last one is a IBR. IBR is a black solid. IBR is a black solid. So my dear students, it is a little bit difficult to remember, but in this topic, in this content, you have to once the colors, which are colors compounds are very important. Generally we know that bromine is red color, iodine is violet color, we know that, but here by mixing of halogen versus halogen, they resembles different colors. They appear as they not resembles, they appear as a different color it is. So here ClF is colorless gas, BrF is pale brown, IF is not stable, detected by spectroscopically, and BrCl is there was given a B. B means, what is B means? It is a pure solid known at 25 degrees centigrade, and it is gas generally it is. And ICl is available in the two forms, one is alpha form, second one is beta form. Alpha ruby red color, while beta is a brown red color, and while coming to the IBR, it is a black solid. IBR is black solid. And next going to the XX3 dash type. XX3 dash type, ClF3, BrF3, ICl3, IF3, ICl3. These four are belongs to trihalides. These four are belongs to trihalides. ClF3 is colorless gas. ClF3 colorless gas. While coming to the, it is a yellow green powder, and while coming to the yellow green powder, and it is yellow powder, so it is yellow green liquid, I think it is yellow green liquid, it is yellow powder, it is a yellow powder, and the last one is orange solid. Orange solid. So here this is the second category, or it is a monohalides, and it is a trihalides, monohalides and trihalides. ClF3 colorless gas, BrF3 yellow green liquid, IF3 yellow powder, and ICl3 orange solid. And here you should remember one more point I will give after completion of this. And next one is XX5 dash. XX5 dash is pentahalides. XX5 dash is what it is? Pentahalides. Number one is IF5, second one is BrF5, and third one is ClF5. Iodine pentafluoride, bromine pentafluoride, chlorine pentafluoride. So, iodine pentafluoride colorless gas, gas. So, while coming to the bromine pentafluoride and chlorine pentafluoride colorless. But here iodine pentafluoride below 77 kelvins, it is exist as a solid. It is solid below 70 kelvins, approximately it is 70 kelvins or 77 kelvins or 70 kelvins nearly it is, and remaining two are the colorless. And last one is a XX7 type, only one example is there, IF7, it is also colorless gas. So here colorless gas, colorless liquid, colorless liquid, I think it is colorless liquid. So here it is 77 kelvins. So here colorless gas, colorless liquid, both are colorless liquids it is. So my dear students, it is a little bit difficult to revise because of which one is color, which one is colorless. We should practice, then only we will get idea about this, clear it is. So here XX dash, XX1 dash type, CLF, BRF, IF, BRCl, ICl, IBr. XX3 dash, CLF3, BRF3, IF3, ICl3. XX5 dash, IFI, BRFI, CLFI. XX7 dash, IF7 colorless gas. Heptahalides, pentahalides, trihalides, monohalides. And what is A means? A is unstable detection by spectroscopically. What is B means? B is a gas but pure solid known at 25 degrees centigrade, and ICl3 is C. What is C means? It is available in the form of dimeric. Dimer means already two molecules are combining with bridge bonds. Bridge bonds takes place, chlorine bridge bonds takes place. So that is said to be dimeric shape. It is dimeric arrangement of the halogen atoms. So here chlorine is more less electronegative, fluorine is more electronegative. So right side element always more electronegative, left side element is less electronegative element. Due to that we should arrange like this: XX dash, XX1 dash, XX3 dash, XX5 dash and XX7 dash. So these are called as interhalogen compounds, and what will be the central atom hybridizations and shape of the molecules we have to discuss, and what are the chemical properties of these interhalogen compounds means. Chemical properties you should remember only one and only property, that is hydrolysis property. Before that hydrolysis property we have to discuss about that these all are diamagnetic compounds. These all are available in the form of solids or liquids except CLF. CLF is gas. Except CLF, CLF is what it is? Gas. And the reactivity of interhalogen compounds. The reactivity of interhalogen compounds is more than halogens. Reactivity of interhalogen compounds are little bit more than halogens. Why reactivity is more? Because of bond dissociation enthalpy. Bond dissociation enthalpy means weak bond takes place between interhalogen compounds. Weak bond takes place means let us discuss that points. So once again you take one screenshot, or you should write these all formulas in your notes, and highlighted that main colors. Color was very important compound, some will be there. This is ICl3, very important, orange color solid. ICl3 orange color solid, and here CLF is colorless gas at room temperature, remaining all are solids or liquids. So you should concentrate these 2 points, and IF7 colorless gas, and this one XX5 dash IF5 solid below 77 kelvins, and it is a pure solid known at 25 degrees centigrade. So you should make a right mark for this type of examples. You should concentrate and what will be the remaining points regarding this. So, this will be the classification of interhalogen compounds, monohalides, trihalides, pentahalides and heptahalides. And here next one, the properties of interhalogen compounds, and followed by structure. That will be the last for 17th group elements. After this one more topic, that is 18th group elements. That was very easy, and we should discuss now only. And XX1 dash, XX3 dash, XX5 dash, XX7 dash, according to valency shell electron pair repulsions. According to valency shell electron pair repulsions, already you know that what is X here. X is you consider here ClF3, chlorine trifluoride, or ClBr3, Cli3, clear it is, or BrCl3. So fluorine required, each fluorine required 1 unpaired electron, 3 fluorine atoms required 3 unpaired electrons, clear it is. Here 3 means 3 unpaired electrons required, here 5 means 5 unpaired electrons, here 7 is 7 unpaired electrons, when it is possible. Here 1 is 1 unpaired electron required. So here according to this formulas only you have to find. So here 1 unpaired required, here 3 unpaireds, here 5 unpaired, here 7 unpaired. So already we know that X, what is X? NS2, NP5 and D0. NS2, NP5 and D0. This is ground state electronic configuration. In ground state electronic configuration, how many unpairs? 1 unpaired. 1 unpaired means sp3 hybridization. Remember, this is, my dear students, very important it is. 1 unpaired means here in this formula required 1 unpaired electron. This first formula, monohalides required 1 unpaired electron, takes place in ground state electronic configuration. So 1 unpaired undergoes which hybridization it is? sp3 hybridization. While coming to the first excited state configuration of X is NS2 and followed by NP4 and ND1. NS2, NP4, ND1. So here 1, 2, 3 unpaired electrons, 3 unpaired. So it is what hybridization is? sp3d hybridization. sp3d hybridization. XX3 undergoes sp3d hybridization because XX3 required 3 unpaired electrons. 3 unpaired electrons are possible in first excited state. Then intermixing of 1 s orbital, 3 p orbitals, 1 d orbital, resulting to give 5 sp3d hybridization orbitals. So while coming to the XX5, we will go to second excited state. X is we should write NS2 as it is NP3, NS2, NP3 and ND2. NS2, NP3, ND2. So total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 unpaired electrons, 5 unpaired electrons. So how many orbitals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 orbitals. So what is hybridization is? sp3d2 hybridization. sp3d2 hybridization. 5 unpaired electrons, 5 bond pairs. 1 pairing electron, lone pair. Here 3 unpaired electrons, 3 bond pairs. 2 lone pairs. Here 1 bond pair, 3 lone pairs. Clear? And last one, third excited state configuration. Third excited state configuration NS1 followed by NP3, NS1, NP3 and ND2, ND3, NS1, NP3, ND3. So here how many unpaired? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 unpaired electrons. 7 unpaired electrons form 7 covalent bonds. So hybridization sp3d3. sp3d3. So according to the excited state electronic configuration only we have to find the hybridizations. According to the hybridizations only we have to decide the shape of the molecule. So monohalides sp3 hybridized, trihalides sp3d hybridized, pentahalides sp3d2 hybridized, heptahalides sp3d3 hybridized. Heptahalides only one example is there, that is IF7. IF7 only one example undergoes which hybridization? sp3d3 hybridization. So here there is no lone pairs, and according to the lone pairs, according to the bond pairs only, we have to design the geometry of the molecule according to the number of pairs. So here this information we required to explain the shape of the molecules, and while coming to the geometry of these molecules, once you observe here, first example 3 bond pairs, 1 lone pair according to this. Sorry, first example 3 lone pairs, 1 bond pair. Number of unpaired electrons is equals to number of bond pairs. Number of unpaired electrons is equals to number of bond pairs. Here 1 bond pair, here 3 bond pairs, here 5 bond pairs, here 7 bond pairs. So here simply you should see this 1 bond pair, 3 bond pairs, 5 bond pairs, 7 bond pairs. Clear? Remaining are the lone pairs. 7 bond pairs, sp3 d3. Here 5 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. 3 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs. 1 bond pair, 3 lone pairs. So according to that only we have to design the shape of the molecule. So here you have to make a note regarding this excited state configurations. With respect to this excited state configurations only we have to move for forward. Clear? If we don't know about this, it is difficult to find the hybridizations of the compounds. So here let us consider that hybridizations and shape of the molecules. Very important, don't neglect this, and after completion of this I will give one simple technique regarding hybridizations, how to calculate hybridizations, lone pairs, bond pairs, by using one simple formula is there. According to that formula you have to find without writing this excited states, ground states like that. So here 3 lone pairs plus 1 bond pair, here 2 lone pairs plus 3 bond pairs, here 1 lone pair plus 5 bond pairs, here 0 lone pairs plus 7 bond pairs. This is third excited state, it is second excited state, and it is first excited state, and this is a ground state electronic configuration. 3 plus 1 4, 2 plus 3 5, 5 plus 1 6, here 7. So 4 is sp3 hybridization, here sp3d hybridization, sp3d2 hybridization, while coming to last one is sp3d3 hybridization, sp3d3 hybridization. And what about the shape of the molecule? It is linear. Why it was linear? Because of 3 lone pairs are takes place. Due to the presence of 3 lone pairs, monohalides are linear in geometry. Actually what the geometry we expected, it is tetrahedral geometry. Tetrahedral geometry we expect, but instead of that 3 lone pairs are deciding factor, so the shape of the molecule is linear. While coming to the here sp3d, what the geometry? It is trigonal bipyramidal geometry. It is actually it is trigonal bipyramidal, but it is in this example 2 lone pairs and 3 bond pairs takes place. Then what will be the geometry? Means it is a T shape. Very important, my dear students, bent T shape, just like as a bent T shape, and where the lone pairs occupies in this trigonal bipyramidal, means remember this point was very important. Lone pairs occupies in equatorial positions only. Why those are occupies in equatorial positions? Due to the minimize the repulsions. Due to the minimize the repulsions, they can occupy the equatorial positions of trigonal, that triangle, the trigonal bipyramidal shape it is. So it is sp3d. Actually we are expecting the shape is trigonal bipyramidal, but the shape is T shape. You should draw the structure is like this. Here central atom X, and you should cover this is with lone pair, and this is covered with one more lone pair, and it is one bond pair X dash, here one more bond pair X dash, here one more bond pair X dash. So just like as due to the repulsions, these are not axial bonds, just bend towards that side. So it is appeared as a bent T shape. Bent means it is just a little bit moving towards opposite direction of the lone pairs, because of these two are repulsed. These 2 lone pairs are repulsed with each other. To minimize the repulsions only, these lone pairs occupies equatorial positions. Very important point it is. Lone pairs are occupies in equatorial positions only. Lone pairs occupies in equatorial positions due to the minimize the repulsions. So here bent T shape. While coming to the this one, Actually sp3d2 we are expecting octahedral shape, but here one lone pair and 5 bond pairs takes place. One lone pair for 5 bond pairs means the shape of the molecule is square pyramidal. Very very important. This is one lone pair 5 bond pairs is square pyramidal. So it is a square pyramidal shape. Square pyramidal shape it is, and we should write like this. It was a square pyramidal. It is x while coming to the, it is x dash. It is x dash, and this is x dash, and it is also x dash, and this is it is a lone pair, and it is also x dash. So this geometry is called as a square pyramidal. You should consider examples CLF5, BRF5, IF5, BRCL5 like that. BRCL5 not possible. CLF5, ICL5 is possible. So BLF5, CRF5 like that examples are belongs to this category. It is a square pyramidal. Actually we are expecting the geometry is octahedral geometry, but due to the presence of one lone pair the geometry of the molecule is a square pyramidal. While coming to the last category is sp3d2. sp3d3 is the pentagonal bipyramidal. Bipyramidal it is. In this example there is no lone pairs. All are bond pairs. You should draw one like this pentagon. After drawing pentagon, here is x. While coming to the x. So this is not x. Sorry, my dear students. Sorry, x dash. These all are what it is? X dash. So it is pentagonal. While coming to the it is x dash with how many lone pairs? 3 lone pairs. Regular tetrahedral geometry, it is said to be linear. So here this will be the geometry of the interhalogen compounds. So interhalogen compounds are available in 4 types: monohalides, trihalides, pentahalides and heptahalides. Monohalides sp3 linear, trihalides sp3d bent T shape. Lone pairs are occupied in equatorial positions, and pentahalides sp3d2 octahedral actually we are expecting, but it is square pyramidal. While coming to the heptahalides sp3d3 pentagonal bipyramidal. So this is about the geometry of the interhalogen compounds, and some properties are there. What are the properties regarding this interhalogen compounds? All interhalogen compounds are diamagnetic compounds, and all interhalogen compounds are solids or liquids at 298 kelvins except CLF. CLF is only the gas at room temperature. And all interhalogen compounds, what will be the reactivity of interhalogen compounds? What will be the properties of interhalogen compounds? Interhalogen properties are intermediate of these two, intermediate of the corresponding halogen atoms. Intermediate of the corresponding halogen atoms means we will discuss that chemical reactions. So here you should make a note. This is very very important. Third excited state, second excited state, first excited state, and ground state electronic configuration. So make a note, my dear students. And while coming to the so here next one, all interhalogen compounds are properties: diamagnetic, solids or liquids. It is volatile except CLF is gas, and physical properties are intermediate. Physical properties of interhalogen compounds are intermediate with respect to the halogens, with respect to the X and X dash. Intermediate physical properties with respect to the X and X dash, and X dash bond weak compared to XX, because here XX Similar atoms. Here dissimilar atoms. Dissimilar atoms means bond is not stable. This is a weak bond and it is a strong bond. Clear? So reactivity of interhalogen compounds are more than halogens except fluorine. This point keep in your mind. Reactivity of interhalogen compounds are greater than halogens except fluorine. Fluorine is highly reactive due to the small in size and electronegativity is 4.0. So this point was very important. Reactivity of interhalogen compounds are more than halogens except fluorine, and X dash bond is weak, XX bond is strong, XX dash bond is weak, XX bond is strong. Clear it is. XX dash bond weak, XX bond is strong, and the reactivity of interhalogen compounds are more than halogens except fluorine. Except fluorine it is. And here these are readily hydrolyzed, even traces of water it is readily hydrolyzed to gives two types of compounds. This point was very important. X dash plus H2O gives X dash plus H2O gives hydrolysis of interhalogen compounds. In their X is big, it is X dash is small. So here while coming to this hydrolysis, what will be the product? How to find the product means smaller halogen atom forms HX halide. Smaller halogen atom forms which compound it is? Halide. Smaller halogen atom forms halide. So what is remaining here? One H will be removed, remaining is one oxygen, one more hydrogen is there and one is X is there. So larger halogen atom forms hypohalite, halate, perhalate. Yesterday last class we discussed regarding oxy acids of halogens. Hypohalite, halate, perhalate. According to the interhalogen compounds, according to the type, if it is monohalides, HXO we will get plus HXO. This is hypohalite. If it is trihalide, we will get HXO2. HXO2 is halite. If it is pentahalide, then it is HXO3. HXO3 is halite. If it is IF7, what we will get here? HXO4. According to the type of halide. According to the type of halide, we will get a hypohalite, halite, and last one is a perhalate. According to the formula of the compound. So this will be the chemical properties, and once we observe the melting points and boiling points of interhalogen compounds are a little bit high compared to halogens. So reactivity of interhalogen compounds are more compared to halogens except fluorine. Fluorine is more reactive, and bond between interhalogen compounds are weaker than halogens, because of between two halogen atoms a strong bond takes place. While going to the interhalogen compounds, covalent bond, all are covalent compounds. Covalent bond takes place between dissimilar atoms, then bond moves towards more electronegative element. That more electronegative element becomes negative and less electronegative element becomes positive. We will get. Due to that, the reactivity of interhalogen compounds are more than halogens, and all interhalogen compounds are covalent diatomic, and all are volatile solids or liquids except CLF. Except what it is? CLF. and melting points and boiling points of interhalogen compounds are a little bit high than halogens. Reactivity of interhalogen compounds are less more than halogens except fluorine. Fluorine is more reactive interhalogen, more reactive than halogens due to the small in size and more electronegativity. Clear? So, this will be the regarding interhalogen compounds, and very important you should make a note regarding this. Hybridizations are very important. Monohalides sp3, trihalides sp3d, pentahalides sp3d2 and heptahalides sp3d3. Heptahalides are sp3d3, and geometry of the molecules, monohalides linear, trihalides bent T shape, and because of why it was bent T shape, because of equatorial positions are occupied by the lone pairs, because to minimize the repulsions. While going to the pentahalides, actually we are expecting octahedral, but instead of the octahedral they are in square pyramidal, and heptahalides there is no bond pair, no lone pairs, so it is octahedral. And you remember one more point regarding this 17th A group elements. In hydrogen halides we said HX. What is HX means? HX is called as hydrogen halides, and in this hydrogen halides you should concentrate two more points regarding comparative point of view, that is boiling points and melting points, acidic strength, stability strength, you should focus that. And last class we discussed about oxyacids of chlorine, hypochlorous, chlorous, chloric, perchloric, and bond length and bond dissociation enthalpies also you should concentrate. Clear it is. Those are very important for a competitive examination point of view. And chlorine reaction with NaOH important, chlorine reaction with slaked lime important, chlorine reacts with ammonia important, and chlorine uses that poisonous gases formulas, and chlorine dissolved in water and the Deacon's process. So you should concentrate these important chemical reactions what we discussed in earlier classes. You should revise and improve your skills. So here by finishing of this class, so you should make a note regarding that HX. I will give you some orders. You should make one note, that orders are very important. Boiling point HF, HI, HBr, HCl. Melting point of halides HI, HF, HBr, HCl. Acidic strength HF, HiCl, HBr, HI. Stability HF, HCl, HBr, HI. And oxyacids, acidic strength HClO4, HClO3, HClO2, HClO. ClO bond length, ClO bond length, ClO, ClO2, ClO3, ClO4. And bond energy ClO minus, bond energy ClO minus, ClO2 minus, ClO3 minus, ClO4 minus. Remember, En decreases, acidic strength decreases, and OF2 thermodynamically stable. And I2O5 estimation of CO. These points are very important. And Cl2 plus NaOH and gives rise to NaCl plus NaClO plus H2O, Cl2 plus hot NaOH, NaCl, NaClO3 plus H2O. You should concentrate, these points are very important because of for examination point of view they should ask you should balance, already we did balanced in the previous classes, clear it is. And Cl2 plus NH3 gives rise to NH4Cl and N2, while Cl2 plus NH3 gives NCl3 plus HCl. We should concentrate these reactions, very important, clear, and we should practice these orders. So these are the important, still some more will be there, so you should revise, and if you are getting any doubts, so please share the doubts and subscribe the channel, and have a nice day, be confident, have a good luck, and next one and only last topic was that is 18th year group elements. It required nearly 2 to 3 classes. So see you back, have a nice day, bye bye.